from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. This is Joe Mixon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Number 28, Joe Mixon.
The numbers for Mixon last week, 18 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
Burrow's pass. Complete to Joe Mixon. It's a gain
Charles,
of 6.
Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on the...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jeremy Chin coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
4.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. He's going to let one fly for Tate. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Ball carrier.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
At the 26-yard line.
Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 6 catches, 96 yards.
This defense is ranked near the bottom of the league against the pass. You get the sense that he feels like if he gets covered on any call.
It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
On second down, Burrow. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And shoving his way inside the 35. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that deep.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
A loss of 8 yards. It's second down.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens 7, Bengals nothing.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for him. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be fourth down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff. They just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, Plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? They didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
48-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
At the 37-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take it. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Jackson sacked.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
Joe Burrow sacked.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
26-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. From the 30 on 2nd down, Jackson under pressure, and down he goes. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Dobbins running out of the gun. They juked him. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Man open left side is Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as a wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. To Mixon on the check down. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Caught right side, Tate. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. It's brought in left side by Tate. And all of a sudden, they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And Burrow going to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Burrow's pass incomplete. Out of the end zone. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Bengals 3.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Right back to Dobbins on first. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And the Ravens are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
To throw again is Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown.
From 4 yards out. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Joe Mixon, and he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Joe Mixon.
12 yards there and a 1st down.
Brought down by John Johnson.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Burrow. It is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd.
From the 5, 2nd and 4.
5-yard line.
Mixon. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. So a decent deficit at this stage in the 2nd half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's Burrow. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Intended for Tyler Boyd. Incomplete.
Well, I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Running it with a fullback, Burton. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Dobbins. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Baltimore, 1st down.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that'll be incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They go play action now. Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, Maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
They go play action with Jackson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 15-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up.
This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9.
9-yard line.
And Jackson throwing once more. Flush to his right. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Jackson will throw again. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. As the Ravens push further out in front. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Forced to the ground and incomplete.
The Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Burrow will throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Taking it about the 36. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Jackson's throw caught here by Boykin. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
At the 26-yard line.
A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. Down to the 25.
J.K. Dobbins.
He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Dobbins, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. So the final